Wee Wonders!
Welcome, wonderful watchers, to Wee Wonders, a Wii game review series by me, Souldin of the Grin Brothers. This episode will cover the Wii game, Sonic and the Secret Rings, a platformer developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega. Let's begin playing then. It's Waggle time!
Story time!
The magical storybook world of the Arabian Nights is being threatened by the evil genie Eraser Jinn. One seeks to erase the timeless tales and wreak havoc in the real world. Genie of the magic ring, Shahra, seeks to stop Eraser and so finds a worthy hero to save her world. Big the Cat! Oh, hello, Big. Not sure why you're here. After realising that there is a prophecy foretelling of a blue hedgehog hero, she instead opts for Sonic the Hedgehog to be her new master and requests for him to save the world of Arabian Nights instead. Sonic, the world's fastest hedgehog, agrees, diving into the storybook with Shahra and into his latest adventure, where he is promptly cursed with a ticking time bomb of a heart within seconds. Eraser then demands Sonic locates the 7 all-powerful world rings, but for what purpose? This latest Sonic adventure tells its tale through beautiful storybook-styled cutscenes and witty banter between characters throughout the levels. There is a good deal of interaction between Sonic and Shahra as a result, with all of it being decently voiced and showcasing the characters well across a variety of mission objectives. Various Sonic Universe characters are repurposed to fill in the roles of Arabian Nights characters, with entertaining results such as Knuckles playing the role of Sinbad.
Okay, so about the fire genie then. Why not just try splashing some water on him?
Wow, the wisdom of Sinbad of the 7 Seas, the adventurer of adventurers.
Hey, I don't see you coming up with any better ideas.
Stop it! The problem is, how are we going to get enough water to put out a fire genie, right?
Oh, I was getting to that. You see, the pirates who locked me up here took the water blue ring I used to control storms.
There are exceptions though, such as the wise yet amusing King Solomon or the previously mentioned Big the Cat, one Shahra forgot to return. Big's side story and Easter egg appearances are easy to miss, but fun to track down and enjoyable to read.
Instruction time!
Be it Adventure Mode or Pie Mode, Sonic and the Secret Ring utilises just the standalone Wii Remote, the latter in numerous positions, swings and button presses, whereas the former has a more consistent control method. Starting with the more consistent controls of Adventure Mode, it has you hold the Wii Remote horizontally with the buttons facing upwards, and this automatically makes Sonic move forward. As you do basically nothing to move, you can steer Sonic by tilting the Wii Remote left and right, slide along the ground by holding down the 2 button, and release said button to have Sonic jump into the air. Whilst airborne, you can activate Sonic's signature homing attack with a waggle of the Wii Remote, or slam back down to the ground with another tap of the 2 button. If you wish to halt the ever-accelerating Sonic, you can have him reverse by pulling the Wii Remote back towards yourself, or hit the brakes. The brakes being the 1 button in this case. Over the course of the game, you'll also gain additional skills that can be used by additional buttons and combinations, such as speed boosting or freezing time, which are kind of introduced out of the blue. These controls can be stiff and awkward at first, but you'll become better with them over time, partially due to unlocking smoother controls as you upgrade Sonic. Initiating a jump can take a while to adjust to, moving left and right can be finicky in some oddly perspective stages, and you can confuse the controls at times by pulling too far back, but the homing attack is always perfect and braking is prompt. As mentioned, the Pie game has various motion-based control methods, which in turn accommodates the plentiful minigames featured. Aiming and firing, twisting the remote, shaking the remote, thrusting the remote, and more appear here and work efficiently the majority of times. Issues with these Pie game controls usually only spring up due to poor explanations prior to a minigame, or confusion caused by similar control methods across differing minigames that function differently from one minigame to the other mode.
Action time!
Sonic and the Secret Rings is a platformer where you're running constantly, an auto-runner where you can often stop, and a spiritual successor to Sonic Shuffle all in one game. Typically in the game's adventure mode, you'll be running and jumping across lovely action-packed stages themed around sandy oases, slime-heavy pirate coves, and dinosaur-populated jungles to reach the goal at the end. But there is a lot more to these locations. Along with the fun search for fire souls scattered about and trying to stop and watch Big the Cat go about his own epic quest, the 8 worlds available have a great many missions to tackle with decent range to them. These missions can include dashing through a level without destroying a single enemy, racing against the ghostly wind spirit Uta Uta, pulling levers to free a trapped prisoner, and more! To assist in clearing the multitude of missions, Sonic can learn new skills as he levels up and equip them to one of your 4 custom ring loadouts. As such, you have 4 different equipment sets specialised for the range of missions. If you want to do well at a ring collection mission, then equip skills that have you start off with rings, or lose less rings when hit. For defeating foes or making longer jumps, consider equipping skills that grant you the fire step attack, or increase your homing range attack. Jumping off carpets and ascending with flying pots, Sonic's platforming adventure will have you collect rings for health, pearls to fill up the soul gauge for special break actions, and fire souls to unlock new characters and minigames for the party mode. Speaking of party mode, it's a multiplayer mode for up to 4 players with a Wii remote required per player. Players compete against one another in minigames hosted by 5 sub-modes, be it memorization focused modes such as Genie's Lair and Treasure Hunt, back-to-back competitions of Tournament Palace and Pirate's Coast, or World Bazaar, which I apparently never unlocked. There is also a library to see results and scores for party games and character performances. Whether the framework be lucky voyages across treacherous waters or riskily prying open treasure chests that might be booby-trapped, the key to success lies in winning at motion control based minigames. There's a whopping variety of minigames on offer, and you're sure to find plenty you enjoy and a few you don't. Likewise, there are some the CPU cannot wrap their heads around regardless of their difficulty setting, and others they are simply splendid at. Victory in most of these modes allow for greater movement and priority, but a wavering yet consistent element of luck means that victory doesn't always mean victory.
My player. And a key thing they want to do with the my player, oh, do I win or lose? Because it could lose me. That might have lost you. No, it's lost me. Yeah, it's fit. What? Most of the sort of end bit is covered in, like, there's like 3 or 4 different things.
Graphics and sounds are of typical Sonic series quality, which means they are amazing. Levels are large and lush with fantastic characters rushing through to heart-pumping soundtracks that define cool. I won't blame you if you briefly stop running just to rock your head to the level's melody. And say hi to Big whilst you're at it.
Ending time.
Waggle time is over, and the 2 questions left to answer are as follows. What are my overall thoughts on this game, and who do I recommend this game for? Sonic and the Secret Rings is an admirable, ambitious game that suffers for it. It has a great story, characters, graphics, and soundtrack, utilises its locations in diverse ways, and I personally found the boss battles to be thrilling encounters that were a wonderful blend of tough, fair, and fun. The controls don't work as intended quite often though, due to trying to allow Sonic too much freedom and depth of movement, whilst at other points forcing him into a dash sequence without clear indication. Having to unlock smoother and more responsive controls also hampers one's first impressions. Those who can persevere the rough start of an underleveled Sonic will find a game whose environments are repurposed in plentiful of exciting ways, and a story brimming with classic charm and wit. Those who can handle loss or victory at times influenced by luck will find enjoyment in the jam-packed multiplayer modes, particularly if you fondly remember the Dreamcast party game of Sonic Shuffle. Whether you choose to play the Wii wonder that is Sonic and the Secret Rings is up to you, but either way I hope you enjoyed this review and thank you for watching.
Yeah, let's just
God, that's such an awkward... Whose hands are that small? I guess children.
Japanese people.
Like, look!
Oh, okay, I haven't done this
If I
one.
try that, I go
Japanese-
over the Wii remote.
Well, it's a totally pair of hands. Okay, alternate turning the paddle left and right to paddle the canoe.
This feels...
Tilting to the left or right will move the oar in the respective directions. The course is 2 laps. The player who reaches the goal first wins. This is a problem because the other one I could do because you weren't having to go a specific direction. You were just having to avoid, bees.
I feel like my wrist is wrong.
Oh gosh, that's so.
Then how do I go the other way? No, how do I turn? Oh, I'm.
It doesn't matter if I do it really fast. I'll go.
Thank you for watching. Cheerio!